London, man, this city just doesn't leave you. I lived here for 3 years, and even after moving away, it still feels like home. I keep coming back once a year, twice, sometimes even more. I just can't stay away. And this time, instead of doing all the usual tourist stuff again, I wanted to explore the places people usually walk past, the places I discovered while I lived here, the little corners, the weird spots, the things that locals know about but never really talk about. So here are 8 hidden places in London that honestly made me fall in love with the city all over again. So let's go. The Foot Tunnel, Isle of Dogs to Greenwich. We start underground in a place almost no tourists ever discovers, the Greenwich Foot Tunnel. And I swear nobody talks about this place. It's over 100 years old and lets you walk under the River Thames. The second you step inside, you get this echoey clanking sound from your footsteps. It feels like you've discovered a secret passage. And then you suddenly pop out of the Greenwich side, and it's beautiful. Historic buildings, cobbled streets, the whole vibe changes instantly. It's not just a tunnel, it's an experience. And as you descend the steps, the air cools slightly, the echoes of your footsteps bounce off the curved metal walls, and it feels almost industrial, secret, like you've stumbled into a place only locals know. This isn't just a shortcut, it's an experience, a step back into time, a secret journey beneath the city. And now from the underground adventure to a quiet bench steeped in music history. The Beatles bench, St. Pancras Old Church Gardens. In St. Pancras Old Church Gardens, there's a simple wooden bench that most people walk past without even noticing. But for the Beatles fans, this bench is iconic. It's the spot where the Beatles sat during their 1968 photo shoot, one of the most photographed and beloved sessions in music history. And here's the interesting part. This bench wasn't the only location that day. If you explore the garden a little more, you'll find other remnants of the shoot, including that quirky big blue sculpture structure right beside the bench. Once you spot it, the whole area suddenly feels alive with history, like stepping directly into the photographs from that era. The garden itself is calm and peaceful, a tiny oasis tucked between busy streets. For anyone who loves music, nostalgia, or hidden corners of London, this is a surprisingly emotional stop. From music history to neon dreams and visual chaos, here is God's Own Junkyard in Walthamstow. Tucked away in an industrial corner of Walthamstow is God's Own Junkyard, one of London's brightest secrets. It hits you immediately with color and energy. Neon lights glow everywhere, vintage signs hang from the walls, and every corner looks like it belongs in a music video. It's loud, chaotic, surreal, and completely magical. You could spend hours wandering, discovering tiny details, a neon unicorn, a glowing peace sign, an old movie prop tucked in the corner. You might even catch a flicker of your own reflection in one of the mirrored signs. Part of the fun is getting lost into it. Photography here isn't just encouraged, it's unavoidable. Every angle, every reflection, every neon glow is a moment waiting to be captured. And if you love visual overload, then this is pure heaven. After all that color, it's time to slow things down and step into something a little bit more peaceful. The Pergola, Hampstead Heath. The Hampstead Heath Pergola is one of London's most cinematic secrets, a place many Londoners still don't even know it exists. Long, raised walkways are draped with climbing plants, stone arches frame views of the park, and sunlight filters through in dappled patterns. It feels like stepping into a forgotten royal garden, somewhere untouched by time. The air smells faintly of earth and flowers. Birds sing from the surrounding trees, and if you visit in spring, the roses are in full bloom, filling the air with fragrance. There's calmness here that makes you forget the city exists just beyond the walls. Perfect for photography, a quiet stroll, or just sitting and letting your thoughts drift. The Pergola is an escape, and it's one of those rare London spots that feels truly magical. And of course, it's one spot for all you lovebirds. Are you ready for something unusual? Let's wander into the quirky streets of Soho. The Seven Noses of Soho, a mini scavenger hunt. In Soho, there's a quirky little scavenger hunt hiding in plain sight. The Seven Noses of Soho. Full disclosure, during our visit, we could only find 5 of the 7 noses. Some were easy, some are tricky, and a few are temporarily out of reach. That's part of the fun, I guess. It's a treasure hunt in the middle of the city. So these sculptured human noses were created as an art project years ago and stuck to the building walls, corners, and alleys all around Soho. Spotting them requires sharp eyes and a bit of patience, and maybe a little bit of luck. Here's where we found them. In Dean Street, it was a classic start. Look up and you'll spot it blending into the wall. At Bateman Street, it was a little bit more tucked away. You have to tilt your head just right. At Mirrored Street, cleverly hidden, it sneaks past your peripheral vision until you notice it. At Great Windmill Street, small but perfectly placed, rewarding careful observation. At Endell Street, camouflaged against the building, almost like it doesn't want to be found. Some noses remain elusive. The one at Admiralty Arch is behind renovations, and the Arbley Street was impossible to locate, proving that even in a city you think you know, London still loves a little mystery. Finding each nose feels like unlocking a tiny secret. You tilt your head, you laugh, you notice streets, alleys, and corners you may have passed 100 and even thousands of times without even seeing it. It's playful, surprising, and oddly satisfying. From a scavenger hunt in Soho to a hidden, meditative garden you probably never knew existed. The Reflection Garden. Hidden near Regent's Place in a tiny calm courtyard called the Reflection Garden. Mirrors line the walls, greenery climbs everywhere, and soft pastel colors create a meditative atmosphere. Fortunately for us, the weather was dull and rainy, so the reflections weren't at their best during our shooting day. But on a sunny day, the mirrored walls and plants create this magical, almost otherworldly glow, like a secret oasis hiding in plain sight. Now what's beautiful is that you get to see St. Paul Cathedral reflections almost everywhere you stand in this reflection garden. It's the perfect reset button for your mind, a space to pause, breathe, and let the chaos of London fade away. Even on a rainy day, the calm of this courtyard is just remarkable. From reflection and calm to one of London's sneakiest illusions. The fake houses in Kensington. On a quiet street in Kensington, you'll see picture-perfect white houses. But here's the trick. Some of them aren't even real. These facades were built to hide old railway infrastructure sitting right behind them. The windows don't open, the doors lead to nowhere, and inside, there's literally nothing. Yet hundreds of people walk past it every day, completely unaware of this visual trickery. It's one of those moments that makes you stop, look closer, and smile. London is full of secrets, and sometimes those secrets are just pretending to be normal. Here's a Google Earth image of what's hiding right behind these facades. And now, the one that will make you chuckle. Carting Lane, also known as Farting Lane. Near the Savoy is a small, unassuming street called Carting Lane, but in Victorian times it was known as Farting Lane. Why? There was a gas lamp powered by sewage, and well, the name speaks for itself. The smell was unforgettable. Today, the lane is clean, quiet, and perfectly normal. But once you know the story, you just can't forget it. It's a reminder that even in a polished, bustling city like London, history has a cheeky sense of humor. London is full of world famous landmarks. The Tower, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, but it's the hidden corners, the strange details, and the forgotten stories that the city truly comes alive. These are the spots most people walk past without even noticing. And now, you won't.